Tonight on Bridge City News, Prime Minister Trudeau says he will remain in isolation to be on the safe side, and he also announced more help for kids and seniors to make it through the pandemic. As of yesterday, Alberta's total cases of coronavirus went up by 79, with the epicenter located in the Calgary region. And we have a couple of great stories of support and thanks going out to our healthcare and frontline workers.
Your nation, your province, your southern Alberta. From the heart of Lethbridge, it's Bridge City News with Paul Arthur.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he will remain in isolation at his home for almost 2 more weeks, even though his wife Sophie recently announced she has recovered from COVID-19. Trudeau also announced more money to help Canadian children and seniors.
We're investing $7.5 million for more counselors and trained volunteers with Kids Help Phone. There are people in your corner making sure you're okay. And kids, I want to speak with your grandparents now. Our seniors are particularly vulnerable to COVID-19. We all know that, and it's for them that so many of us are staying home, are self-isolating, are following the rules. But even if they're safe and isolated, this is not easy on them. Maybe they're having trouble getting out to get groceries. Maybe they're feeling particularly alone. Maybe they've already been isolated and this is just an extra degree of stress on them. Well, we've got help for them as well. The Minister of Seniors, Deb Schulte, is announcing $9 million through the New Horizons for Seniors program to the United Way for everything from health check-ins to grocery delivery. I'm very happy, as many people were, to see that Sophie has been given the all clear. It's been a few days since she's been symptom-free. And obviously, I want to thank everyone who's sent messages of support. She's taken the kids to Harrington. I'm going to continue to stay here to do the work that needs to be done.
So far, about 205,000 COVID-19 tests have been conducted across Canada, and Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Theresa Tam says about 3% of them have been positive. She also says the number of people with the disease requiring hospitalization remains around 6%, with 2% in critical care and 1% of cases fatal. With more than 6,200 confirmed and presumptive cases of the novel coronavirus across the country, Tam is also calling on religious leaders to tailor their celebrations for events such as Easter and Ramadan. Globally, there are now over 680,000 cases and just over 32,000 deaths. Alberta reported 79 new cases of COVID-19 as of yesterday, bringing the provincial total to 621. That total includes 2 deaths linked to the virus. The provincial epicenter appears to be the Calgary area, which is reporting 378 cases, while the Edmonton area has 139. Albertans are now prohibited from attending gatherings of more than 15 people, and the province is urging people to continue to observe 2 meters of social distancing. The Alberta government is redirecting $128 million of funding for the schools in the province into its COVID-19 response. A news release says the money would have been used for transportation, substitute teachers, and educational assistants, all of which are being reduced while in-person classes remain canceled. The province says staff who are affected by the temporary funding adjustment are encouraged to apply for the federal government's enhanced employment insurance program. The Edmonton Public School Board says it was planning to introduce new online learning tools for parents this week and say the decision will impact their ability to do so. A goalie equipment manufacturer in Kingsville, Ontario has joined the fight against COVID-19. Brian's Custom Sports has begun producing medical supplies for hospitals. The company was originally approached by public health officials about its surplus of double-sided tape and foam. Now it's producing medical gowns for frontline medical workers for Windsor Essex EMS. U.S. President Donald Trump announced some medical help for New Yorkers and also floated the idea of a quarantine as early as Saturday, affecting residents of the hotspots, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut for a short time to stop the spread of coronavirus from reaching states with fewer infections.
Among the sailors departing today are some of the finest doctors, nurses, technicians, orderlies, and medical staff anywhere in the world. These are true professionals. And no one performs better under pressure when lives are on the line. These are incredible people. We will stop at nothing to protect the health of New Yorkers and the health of the people of our country in their hour of need. If you are from the New York metropolitan area and you travel elsewhere, we need you to self-quarantine for 14 days to help us contain the spread of the virus. And I am now considering, and we'll make a decision very quickly, very shortly, a quarantine, because it's such a hot area, of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We'll be announcing that one way or the other fairly soon. This does not apply to people such as truckers from outside the New York area who are making deliveries or simply transiting through. With the skill of our scientists and innovators, with the determination of the American people, and with the grace of God, we will win this war, and we will win this war quickly.
Donald Trump has since backed away from calling for a quarantine. He is instead directing that a strong travel advisory be issued. Meantime, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence has tweeted that the Centers for Disease Control is now urging residents of the 3 states to refrain from non-essential travel for the next 14 days. We often hear about the charity group Samaritans Purse sending field hospitals overseas to help with disasters. But today, trucks are headed to New York City with an emergency field hospital to provide care for patients seriously ill with COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Edward Graham with Samaritans Purse. And right now, the entire world is feeling the effects of the coronavirus. And here in the U.S., no other place is feeling that like it is in New York City. We now have the highest number of confirmed patients with this virus. And just like Northern Italy is the epicenter for Europe, that's what New York City is for North America. Samaritans Purse has been asked to deploy its 68-bed emergency field hospital there to New York City, and we're deploying right now. This is a similar capability that we deployed to Northern Italy. It is composed of a respiratory care unit and ICU capability, along with highly trained doctors and nurses with lots of experience in infectious diseases. And we're going to send these Christian doctors and nurses right into the heart of this virus to serve where it's most needed. Wherever we go with Samaritan's Purse, we respond to the name of Jesus Christ. Just as a good Samaritan did, we're going to meet the immediate needs of those that are hurting medically. So what I'm asking from you is we need your support. We need your prayers. Prayer is the weapon we need to go in to fight this virus. Pray for our team, their safety as they're going in, for the patients that we'll serve, and for all of you that support us in the past, we still need you in this fight. And for those that are interested, we need you even more now. Thank you.
We are all aware of the tremendous toll that the pandemic is placing on our healthcare professionals. Last night, Lethbridge Police Service members saluted their efforts with a brief Lights of Hope parade at Chinook Regional Hospital. A big thank you to all healthcare workers in Lethbridge and beyond, and we also very much appreciate our police officers doing extra frontline duties during this time. And here's another great story of supporting frontline workers. After 2 New Jersey business owners and brothers took out a $50,000 line of credit to keep their workers employed amid the pandemic, customers began donating money to send pizzas to the people one brother calls truly the heroes in this whole thing.
It's a good feeling to see that people actually care about other people, because everyone has to pull together in a time like this. It was between me and my brother. We basically said, you know what, well, let's take some money out, put it in the account just in case this gets really bad, because we want to take care of the people who take care of us. It's called people over profit. You know, in the beginning, people wanted to donate stuff. And we said, well, we're not accepting donations. Donating for what? You know, and they're like, we want to, because we saw what you did and we want to put it towards your employees. And then we actually flipped it and we actually said, you know what, we're going to take whatever donation you give, and then the food that we're making, we're going to donate to the ERs, to the firefighters, the frontline people that are truly the heroes in this whole thing.
Great story. Recapping one of our top news stories, Prime Minister Trudeau says he will remain in isolation to be on the safe side, and he also announced more help for kids and seniors to make it through this pandemic. And a look at weekend weather. The warm weather will stay with us for one more day before we head off into a week of much cooler temperatures. A few clouds tonight with a low of 0, then tomorrow a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 13. Marriage carries with it fairy tale dreams for many young couples, but we often have some unrealistic expectations of what it will be like. Pastor Daniel Zapula says the challenge is not to find the right person to love, it is to love the person you find. He is the author of a new book called The All for Nothing Marriage. Hal Roberts has that interview straight ahead.